Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back after a few months of holiday summit period to the Elite Mastery podcast. Today, we're going to start everything off with a bang. And let me tell you a little bit about this lady I know, Roxana Chegini. She's a lady I met a year ago whilst interviewing Nick Vujicic, a good friend of mine. And while I was watching, she made me laugh. She was cheeky. Nick loved her. And she had everybody, even the reporters and interviewers, laughing in the room in a nice way. So, and since then, we formed a very nice friendship, a very close friendship. I admire her a lot. She's a leader in the marketplace. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Roxana Chegini, a dear friend of mine. Welcome, Roxana.
Thank you so much, Dariush. Thank you. Yes, as you said, 1 year ago we met and I was interviewing, I was sneaking inside behind the scene to interview Nick. And then I saw a gentleman sitting there very quietly on his mobile, but I could feel your attention was there and it was fun. And I just said, this man has the energy of a creator, a doer, and I need to meet him. I am, the master of connection. I have no fear to connect with people, and I followed you until I got you, and now we have a very good friendship.
I'm blessed. I really feel blessed. The funny thing is, I actually came back and I mentioned you out of everybody I met. It was 15,000 people. I met you and I said to Oday, I said, please make sure we connect with this lady. But for some reason, from our end, it didn't work out. But thank you so much for
thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to talk to you. I follow your podcast. I follow your career. And I really am fascinated about what you do. And it's an honor to be with you today. Thank you.
You're going to interview me at a later event, later show.
Yes, I am. You have promised me because, normally I do interview people and I take everything out, all the talents that people are shy to talk about. And one of my dreams before I leave Dubai is to interview you. And you promised me that you let me do that.
Thank you so much.
No, but it's your turn.
But this time it's about you.
Yes.
So we're going to come to your career. But more than anything else, you have the most amazing, fascinating life. As a child, tell me about your family, tell me about your parents, and tell me about you were a child star.
Yes, I try to make it, very small because, first of all, in November 2020, I will be 60 years old. And it seems that I have been living for 400 years. I've been living like four people, because when I put all together, sometimes I am really surprised. When did I do all these things? When I have a big archive of my pictures and these things. I started at 5.5 years old at the Iranian International TV and radio station as a star, child star, as a singer and producer and presenter. And then the journey followed me. I played in the movies, I played in the TV series, I sang in the concerts around Iran with the big legends as a child star until, I moved out of Iran in 84.
Quite late then, after the revolution.
Yes, quite late.
So can I ask you, before jumping from 5 to 84, and did you have a talent as a child? Was it more like your mom and dad wanted you to be a star? Did you get trained, or did you could you sing amazingly, or were you confident?
When I was in the preschool and we had the music teacher, I was the one who was singing in the front. Mm-hmm. They took me always in the front. And when I was singing, even that time, it was like another Roxana. It was not something that I'm doing it. It's something, something coming out. Yes, I had a voice, but when I was a child, I couldn't recognize myself. I didn't know what I'm doing. I just know that they talked to my mother and they said she has talent and she needs to be supported because she is talented. And in my family, we don't have musicians. We have artists, we have painters, we have writers, we have, people who are working with art, but not a musician or singer. And my mother took me there and I got a test. And, I was hired immediately. And that time, it was a time that parents wanted to support the talents in children. And my mother had a dream and felt that, I can be a big star. And, that time it was difficult for me, actually, I have to say, because I had to go to school. I loved learning. I still love learning. I wanted to be good in school. I used to sing in the night. I used to go to the radio or TV to play movies. I had to rehearse everything. I was between.
What happened to education?
Yes, I did. I did go to
Still,
a school. My mother was very strict that, this is something that should not stop the other thing. You should, still go to a school. Yes.
when you were doing that, did you socialize with other kids, or that made you a bit of a
No,
lonely?
that was very difficult because I was different. I was different. I had different lifestyle. Some kids were jealous. Some kids, family, they were conservative. They were not allowed to play with me, and my life was a struggle always. As a child and teenager, to adjust myself between the adult world, when I go to the this big concert of the bank owners, and big people, 40, 50 years old, they stand up for me because I'm performing, and I was performing good, and then coming to a school and getting shouted out by my teacher. It was just a struggle in adjustment. And I think the only thing that kept me surviving that always is that I was on the ground with my family, with my great aunt and my mother. I was always brought on the ground, staying walk on the ground.
Looking back, was it a happy childhood, or would you have done it different?
No, it was not a happy childhood. No, it was not. Looking back, for me, it was not happy. Now, when I'm grown up, I look at that. I said, well,
Was it some form of abuse, you think? They took advantage maybe of you?
you never know what I did, because my mother pushed me to be a singer, and she was always with me to support me to grow, going to the lectures, going to the music school, going, to talking, learning how to talk, learning how to sing, learning how to dance, learning how to play instruments, all the things. I didn't support my child to do that. It was something that I rejected to see that how talented she is. And when she grew up, she said, you could push me, you could support me. I think this is the thing that we don't do what our mothers did to us, and that's a big mistake we do. And sometimes we do unconscious, without thinking what our parents did to us, to our children. Yes, this is, you cannot say was it good or not. What I am is definitely based on what my childhood was. But that time it was difficult. I don't suggest any parents push their kids to be a star, but sometimes the child is so talented that you should push. Now I see it that way. But the circumstances is different in which environment you are, in which country you are, in which culture you are. How much you want to push, how much is important that to have this talent out for people. Does it make a change in the world if that child sing or play or not? I think it should be very wise and very well planned if you want to do that.
I'm looking at your scarf keeps falling. Can we
Yes,
kind of glue it or anything like this? I'm just joking. I'm just
It is
joking.
part of,
It's
part
part of the animation, your
Yes.
visual effects. Okay.
Yes.
So, digging deep a little bit about your personality, because I was a kind of a lonely child, yes, but now, and I still am as an adult. And when chips are down, I go into my room by myself. I like my own space. And what about you? What happens? Are you the same because you spend a lot of your childhood by yourself?
I didn't spend my childhood with myself. That's the thing. I never had a time with myself.
You're always busy.
I was always programmed, busy, managed. I was never having a time for myself. I never played. I don't remember if I did. I don't remember. And now I enjoy time with myself after so many years, because I have never been so much alone with myself in my entire life. I was always running to create something. It was like a force within me. I have to do something. I have to prove that I'm good.
That's interesting, because you still do that now.
I still
You're
do that now.
always busy.
Always busy. When one day I have nothing to do, sometimes I force myself and I say, Roxana, you don't answer, you don't do anything today. But I'm planning something else, because my childhood was always full planned, hour by hour, minute by minute.
Did you earn a lot of money?
I don't know. I think I earned money, but yes, I earned money. Yes, I did. I did.
Did you ever see it?
Yes, I did. But
so
after revolution, I didn't see it anyway.
So your mom saved money for
No,
you.
I don't want to go that deep about that, because I don't remember what happened.
Because also child stars come out and their parents blew their money.
Yes,
they managed it.
I think it was a lot of also my money spending, making good music, making dresses, going there. I made a lot of money. I made money every day, but I cannot say that I made money like a real star, because exactly at the time that I was becoming a earning money star, then it was time for me to finish it.
So when you left 84, where'd you go?
I went to Denmark. I was planning to
why
go
Denmark?
We had some family connection to Denmark. I was planning to go to. I got married very young. I was in love, and I had a baby very young, which I'm very proud of. And then we moved to Denmark.
You moved with your husband?
Yes, I moved with my husband, because until 79. I was a star. My life was playing, singing, going around, being adored. And then after that, I was banned, because the last TV series we did, which is watched by millions of people in Iran, it was banned. And I was a person that, banned as an actress, as a singer. And then I think that was a very big break for me, to be shamed together with what I felt as a child. And then, we decided to go and build a life somewhere else. And then I went to Denmark, and I love Denmark. I lived happily in Denmark. I built a rock band with Danish people. We made a vinyl, which was the first ever Scandinavian international global vinyl with pop rock project. I wrote the songs myself with my band. And then I started to work as a cultural assistant for the Refugees Institute, official refugee, to create integration program for the refugees and Denmark and Danish culture. I worked as a translator for the police, because I learned the language very fast, and I was trusted for the border police and the court. And then I became singer in Iranian community. Again, I found my roots and built a band. 9 people started to go to concerts around the Europe and then United States. I wrote for a magazine, a column for a magazine in Los Angeles for a few years, based on the real stories that I witnessed as a translator, but not real, using the elements and the writing. It was the exile stories that I wrote every week.
Wow.
How people sacrifice and suffer for their dreams, to achieve their dreams, to find another. Yes. Yeah. And then, yes, I was busy. I can say I was busy again until I moved to Germany.
And your husband, what did he do?
Oh, he left me.
No, what did he do for a living?
Oh, he was 19 when we married. We were just kids.
You were 19 too,
I was 17 when we married.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you left each other, you parted?
Yes, and then when we went to Denmark, he left. He left us.
Wow, so at a young age of 23, 24,
yes.
You had a baby.
I was a single mama until.
And you did all that. Wow.
I did all that, and it was not easy, because there was a force. That's why I say, it's not only my mama pushed me, it must be something more in me, because the force continued, even though that I hated myself, being forced as a child to do all these things. But, even when I was grown up, I continued doing that. It was difficult to be a good mother. I was a good mother, but be there always to create a normal family life as a normal woman do. I think I never gave her, but I gave her a lot of excitement and adventure, and taking her, showing her that you can do. If I can.
Did the father support you? Did she disappear?
No.
And since then he's been gone,
Yes.
Wow.
Gone with the wind.
Wow.
Yes.
So why Germany? You speak full Danish, yeah?
I speak full
Still.
Danish, and it was very cold, and I wanted to do something more, and I just wanted to do something more, something else. And I was traveling to Germany a lot because of my career, recording albums. I did one album in England and one album in Germany that was released from Los Angeles. I used to go to Los Angeles, but I never wanted to live in Los Angeles. And then I was familiar with German community and culture, and I thought it's good for me and my daughter moving from small country to a bigger country with more opportunity. The schools are more, and my daughter can learn Farsi in Germany and can have Iranian friends, and
She speaks Farsi.
she speaks
Fluent.
very good,
Wow,
very good
amazing.
Farsi. Even my grandchild speak Farsi.
Amazing.
They have never been.
Oh, congratulations. So you moved to Germany, where?
I moved to Germany, I moved to Cologne, and then immediately I started a world music project with some of the musicians that used to work with me, because I had, big band. And then they were brother to brother. They used to play instrumental world music with the influence of the Orient and, with the Western music elements. And then I put words on the songs, and then that came as an experiment, and then we recorded, and it was amazing. And one of the songs was based on lyrics from Ahmad Shamlu, and with our band to do that, all live music, best musicians around the world, from Zaire, from America, from Germany, from so many places. And then this was as the first mini disc introduced in a Frankfurt music messe with the Lost Caravan. We called it the Lost Caravan, the song and my voice. I think it was very important for me to be the first one in so many things. The impossible challenges me. I want to maybe prove...
A trendsetter.
I don't know. I don't think that deep about what I'm doing. I just do it naturally. I think maybe, to prove to my mama that I can do that, even though that the time and the circumstances didn't let me to do that, didn't let me to prove myself. I want to prove myself and prove to my mama, see that, whatever I touch, I can do that. Sometimes I cannot do that, but most of the time I can do that. Yes.
If you had to, let's say I was a budding musician, you have to give me 3 pieces of advice how to succeed in the music business. What would you say?
Okay, first of all, you have to have the force. You have to want the music like an oxygen.
Okay.
If the music is not like an oxygen,
Like within you.
within you, like the oxygen. If you don't need the music, if you don't need to perform, if you don't need to sing, if you don't need to play, like you need the oxygen, if you're not willing to do it until you fall down, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay.
Because whatever comes from heart goes to heart. And the second thing is that it has to be original. It has to have something in it to make connection with the listeners. If we are talking about the music.
Yes.
And even if you're not creating the song and lyrics and you're only the one who is singing that,
Yes.
you should be understanding the meaning of the words. The words has meanings, every
Yes.
word. The melody of the words can change the meaning of one song. If you're not aware of that, I think you can read thousands of books. If it's not here, it doesn't help you. It doesn't.
So you have to have music within you.
You have to have music. This is, like your blue eyes or brown eyes. It's like, having the rhythm. Some people have the rhythm when they dance, when they walk. Some people don't have. Some people, they're good in something. Not everybody should be good in something. If you don't have it, I think it's difficult. There was a time the music industry was changed, and they started to create the stars. They said, okay, we put a budget, we find somebody who can sing and dance, and then we teach them. We make a project, we make a product, which worked very good, but they never stayed.
Exactly.
If you want to be make a legacy, it has to be original. A copy can never stay forever.
That's two. What's
Yeah.
the third?
Yes.
The third. So,
The third.
three
Okay, that
things.
was two. That was more than
What
two.
about no? What about business? What about the business side? Because there's a lot of
Okay.
talented people
Okay.
who don't make money in the music
Yeah,
business.
because there is still, we have to change this mindset. It's all about mindset, especially in some cultures. The art should come from heart, but it's not exchangeable with the money because money is dirty. It is the confusion in the culture that should go away. Everything is a currency. Everything is a currency. That's what I believe. I'm not sure if I'm right, but that your singing is a currency, your acting is a currency,
Absolutely.
your talk is a currency,
Your experience is a
your,
currency.
your profession is a currency. And now the currency is the money globally that gives you opportunity to live good. It's not that the value of for example, if they pay me 1,000 euros for 1 hour singing or 100,000 euros for 1 hour singing, I should do the same job. I should be able to do the same delivery. Not the 100,000, but not the 1,000 is representing my value, because my value is something spiritual. But I may sing free. I just say it, you can have my friendship for free, you can have my love for free. But if I have to work for you, it's not for free. And the value that exchanging, we do exchange is money. I think that's a confusion in the culture.
How do people value themselves? How do they know they should charge 1,000 euros?
They should have a
100,000?
check on the price list. They should have a check. They should be realistic, in which level they are. And they should have a realistic check, I think.
Is there a way to check to see how much people like them are getting paid? Like,
Definitely not the followers on the Instagram. That's not what I think, because there are so many. This is a mistake that people think that because there is 1 million or 100 or 1,000 followers, they are influencer and they can be exchanged by the money, their value. I think, especially in the digital time, there is so many passive followers that they don't make any change in the market. But I don't know. I think, yes, for me, when I was doing the world music, the festivals, normally they pay good, better than the concerts, because it's a budget of the, government. We used to get more, the value of the exchange of the money that we used to perform, get more. But, for example, for the wedding, it's different. For the concert is different. It depends on, you should be 24 hours thinking and working for whatever you are doing. No matter if you're cooking for home and your family, you should be on the top of it. You should know what you're giving to your kids. That's life. You should know what you're giving to this world. You should know how you work with the camera, how you work with the microphone, how you work with your clients, how you work with your viewers, how you work with your laptop. You should learning more than you are delivering. That's what I think. That's why I'm very busy all the time. Am I talking too much? Is it difficult?
no, this whole idea is for you to talk and I listen. So you did a great job.
Okay, good.
Thank you for that. So Germany, how long were you in Germany?
Until I came to Dubai. I built that, world music in Germany. I used to sing in all these beautiful concerts. And then I thought, okay, with all these years, what can I do? Because,
So you speak fluent German.
I speak fluent German, yes. I went all to school, not in the street. I didn't learn the languages in the street. I went and learned and gave the test and, passed the exam. Because I never got to the very highest point of the career that a singer can come, or an actress, and because the circumstances and the revolution and the immigration stopped me few years
Progress.
progress. That's why there was something in my heart. What if I never become the absolute world-class singer? Then I have to find something that replace that missing part. And because since childhood I'm very curious person. I want to, very curious, very I want to be able to do so many things. I was, working when we did a TV series in Iran. We lived in the mountain for 3 months, and I was assisting the director freely beside, my playing, because I wanted to know how he directs. I found out in Germany that my passion and love to producing and giving people what I didn't get in my life. That my talent was not discovered the way I wanted to be discovered or the way it should be discovered. I felt that I would be able to give younger generation, other people, what people didn't do to me.
And opportunities that
An opportunity to be heard, opportunity to be seen, opportunity to be discovered, opportunity to get a very clear answer. You are talented or you are not talented. Because if somebody come and sing for me and they cannot sing, I say forget it. They say, Roxana, you cut my wings. I said yes, because I save you a lot of pain. People need to hear the truth from someone who is brave enough to say that. I decided to study film and media management, the only thing that was in Germany that could help
And
me.
all this time, you're a single mom trying to make ends
Single mom,
meet.
I had also partners in life, I was a really lovey, chucky girl, very crazy, love to do experience everything with my daughter, going to the school, taking her to 4 classes every week, sitting in the car until the piano class and, not the backgammon, shatranj. What is shatranj in English?
Chess?
Class is finished, swimming class is finished, doing everything.
So your daughter didn't miss out. You gave her everything she wanted.
She said that you gave me something that, it was not easy to get it from any other family life. Yes.
Amazing. You're an amazing mom.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, I did, this a project with sang in the festivals, and I studied. I go to the school every day together with 22 years old, 25 years old German people, because it was the second as a second grade of learning, people who had studied before. And then I passed and I did music marketing. I started working in a recording studio, label, Metro studio, and listened to hundreds of songs that they sent, and they wanted to be discovered, to choose what it can be discovered. And then, because I did film and media management, I came in connection with the first ever TV stations, PMC, Persian music station. They asked me to translate and be the voice of the TV when they launched it in Holland. And then when they came to Dubai, they asked me to come to Dubai to direct 3 interviews.
How many years ago was this?
15 years ago.
Oh, okay.
15 years ago, September 15 years ago.
Wow.
And then I came to Dubai 3 weeks, and I loved it because I could dry my hair. My hair was not purple that time. My hair was, black and, curly, and I could dry my hair in the winter. And, the people were happy. Business was blooming. There was a lot of hope. There was a lot of energy. I loved New York a lot. And when I came to Dubai, but I didn't want to live in New York because it was far away from everybody. But when I came to Dubai, I thought, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. It's just like in New York. But
At the beginning.
Middle Eastern New York. And then I went back to Germany. I talked to my daughter and to my friends, and they said, you should go, Roxana.
Wow. Your daughter stayed in Germany?
My daughter stayed in Germany.
She's married to an Iranian? Or
No,
German?
German.
Wow. Okay. So how would you describe the difference between Danish and German people?
If we mix them together, there will be a good mix. Okay, Danish people, they are, because of the safety and the security and the social system that has been for a long time there, they have a kind of naivety.
Interesting.
Yes, that everything is good. They can be good. They're very high educated, and they're not touched by bad things so much for many, many years. They don't have this dark side grown in them.
Yes.
Even they had the Second World War, and
Yes.
it was difficult, but still, because a long time, the system works very well. They make the family and the home as a priority, and they don't have many dark sides. They don't have many dark actions and reactions. German people from the other side, they have seen a lot, and that made them to survive by being very straight. They say you can learn the language, you can learn the culture. German language is one of the most beautiful language in the world. For speaking German good, you need 400,000 words. For speaking English good, not as a, for the university, you need around 60,000 words. That's why the English is the global language. In German language, for every feeling, every circumstances, there is a word. For everything, there is a word. And German language is one of the first languages that they made poetry up by Khayyam and Hafiz. Perfectly makes sense and is melodic and is rhythmic. Sorry, I touched the microphone. And it can describe the feeling, and is very geometric and very mechanic.
Wow.
Very mechanic. It's like a puzzle. You put things together and you can speak the language, and you have to learn a lot. That makes the culture of German as well. You put things together, you do what you have to do, you follow the law, straightforward, you know where you are at, where you are heading. Danish language is one of the, only 5,000 people speak Danish language.
5 million. 5 million.
5 million, sorry, 5 million. It's only 5 million people speak Danish language. Danish, Swedish, and Finland, they are same family, but they're 3 different languages.
Yes.
And very simple, very simple. Past, present, future doesn't change in the language. It's the same verb you're using. It makes to know that the culture is very simple.
Do you miss Denmark?
I don't miss anything. That's the thing. I don't miss anything.
You move on. When you move on, you move.
I know it's not that I ignore this. The feeling of missing. Of course, I want to be with my children. I miss family. But I don't miss things because I choose to move.
It's not circumstances. You
I chose.
So why miss it if you
Yes, I chose. I don't let myself miss, because if I miss, it means that I'm giving myself hard time, figure it out how to go. I try. I'm very complicated sometimes, but I try to keep it simple for myself. When I came to Dubai, it was also a choice. My daughter was a little bit, a teenager. She supported me. She said, Mama, in Germany, you cannot do that. I chose Dubai because I could use all my talents, everything I can do in one place, under one roof. And that was the attraction for me to come to Dubai.
Wow. And then you came to Dubai working for the Persian TV?
No, I did a freelance actually. I did freelance. I was supposed to work for them full time, PMC. But I was very naive. Most of my time was in Denmark, was in Germany. And then when I came, we have something zero abzadan. It means, somebody, when you are sailing on the water, suddenly a shark is going under your boat and then, shake you, and then you may fall down, which is something that people do in some cultures. When you're sailing and you say, it's such a beautiful weather, I'm fishing, a shark goes under and then shakes you. Somebody did that, and then, I couldn't work. But that time the only thing I didn't know, I didn't know so many things, but one of the things I didn't know, it was negotiation. I was not good at the negotiation. And I was not.
Did you come here with some savings or no?
No, I didn't come with some savings. I just came, to make it.
Wow.
Yes, I just came here to make a career, actually.
It comes across, although there were probably times that you didn't have money, it comes as you're so positive that it never bothered you, right? You always thought, I'll make money. Because a lot of people say, well, it's too risky. I came with nothing and I took a big
Life
risk.
is risk. Everything you do is risk. Me coming here today to you is
And then make up excuses. So I say, I'm a woman, I'm this, I'm that. But I don't hear you ever say things like this.
no, no, I don't say that. Let me find out together with you why not, why it doesn't bother. Because I'm not attached to anything. I'm not attached to a brand. The brand I wear is my personality.
Do you think men find it difficult to be with you because you are,
Of course.
because you're so independent and you don't need anything? You
I
don't
don't
get
think
attached?
so. No, I don't think that way because
I'm talking about relationships.
Yes,
you know,
it depends
strong
on the person. I think a lot of people they think that I'm crazy, and I believe that they're right because from what they believe, their word, I'm out of the box, and I'm just a woman living in a dream. But as I say, I'm a dreamer. You're a dreamer. We are a dreamer, and we're not alone. I think it shouldn't be difficult. I don't know, but it's not easy as I think it's a lot of fun to be with me. It's a lot of excitement, fun, achievement, adventures. Because
have you noticed your energy is with age? And I'm not saying you're old because I'm saying it's you, but do you find with age it's become less jumping from one thing to less energy to experience new things?
I think with
take
the
risks?
age, because unfortunately we don't have much time in life. There is only one lifetime, and we don't think about it when we are young. I still don't think about it, but I try to make a balance more. Maybe because I'm wiser, I know more about my body. I know more about how is a healthier life. I save a lot of unnecessary energy spending. I enjoy having a me time, going to bed early, but actually from inside I don't think so. I don't see a big difference. I still, if you tell me let's go skydive now, I may say, okay, let me take my shoes. I will come with you, and I will, spend time with you, and I will, you fall asleep, and I still continue. Doom, doom, doom.
Do you have any other siblings, brothers and sisters?
I have a sister, younger sister. She's amazing, kind sister. She cooks very well. She's a good mother.
Where is she based? Denmark?
In Denmark, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. My daughter cook well. She bake. I cannot.
Amazing. So you came here, and then tell us about the radio station.
Yes, I came here. I came here, and then after, I couldn't work for that company. It was a question for me going back to Germany or staying here and making it. And I remember a couple of weeks I was me and God, and I talked to my God. If you have time, I will explain how I find my God. And then I decided to stay, and make it. Immediately, singing, I can earn money with singing whenever I am, wherever I am, and doesn't matter how old I am. I made some agreement with a club here and started singing to have a monthly income.
Amazing.
To make sure that I can do other things. And then I went to a company and I started working as an advertising manager to make sure that all these messages in English and Farsi are in line. They had this immigration and this education company and real estate. I couldn't drive in Dubai because everybody was driving so crazy. I hired a driver. In the morning, I went to the office at 9 o'clock until 5. I came home, took a shower, slept 2 hours, woke up, started making up, and then going to the club. And then at that time, I think it was 6 months after I came to Dubai, I met Pierre Ravan, who is a very famous DJ and producer. And because of the music, and he said, Roxanne, I have something very interesting for you. There is a 2-hour show on Dubai Eye in ARN, and they're looking for someone who speaks pop Farsi, and can in time translate it. I said, yes, I'm interested, and I went there, and I was hired, from the next week, and
like a DJ,
no,
radio,
and a presenter,
Oh,
RJ. It was a talk show.
It was a talk show, not music.
It was a talk show. The first, it was, once a week, Friday night before I go to the club. And then after a few months,
What was it called?
Persian Wave.
I'm sure
I'm
listened
sure
to it,
everybody
yes.
has heard. It was 2 hours. And then after a few months, I saw the potential, It's interesting, it was nothing in Farsi, nothing in the UAE. And then when I was, head of the organizing, managing, producing that program, I started inviting everybody to talk about their job, to talk about the profession. And then I created a website, and then to have listeners from around the world. And then after 1 year, I said it must be one radio station dedicated to this language.
Wow.
And then I didn't know how to negotiate. I didn't know how to make a business plan. I used to go to people, hire people, and I said, you know what? We should have a radio station, in Farsi. It's going so good. And they laughed at me and said, never. Forget it. It was an MTV Arabia that time. I went to them and I said, we should have an MTV Persia Farsi musical station. They laughed at me. It was a time that, I went to people so much that they didn't even accept me. They said, to the secretary, Roxana comes, they say that they are busy, they're in the meeting. And I found out that's not the way. Mm-hmm. It's not the way. I asked some friends. I didn't cook for them. I made nimru and omelette for them, put them on making a business plan based on what I thought that it has to be, and, a presentation. And then officially I went and I said, I want to present.
Wow.
And then they said, okay. They made an interview with me, asking so many questions. And then when ARN. And when I presented officially in the big room after 2 years, they liked the idea. It was good. It was serving Dubai, which I love Dubai so much. It was serving the strategy of UAE, which is giving opportunity to talents, letting you grow, creating something for the future. Mm-hmm. And it was informative, entertaining, non-political. And me as a 24 hours controlling to make sure that everything is good, they accepted. And then it took us still 2 years until we launched.
This wasn't just, sorry to interrupt, but this wasn't just they accepted. To have a radio station cost a fortune, right?
Yes.
So it was a big investment.
After I presented, they had to present it big time, Mm-hmm. And, presentation and launch of the radio station, it was with the billboards around every street in Dubai, at the Burj Khalifa.
The license itself is
yes. Everything, that was from ARN. That was not my site. My side was only, making sure that the right people...
Yeah, but your side instigated the whole thing, sparked off this, right? And ARN invested.
Yes, ARN
in the tune of millions.
Yes, because ARN has this. That they had the English and they had the Arabic language, and they had these shows on Dubai Eye in different languages. Part of also their future strategy could be having stations in different languages, which they have now. Yes. They have now Farsi. They have Tagalog for Filipino. They have also Chinese digital station. As a multicultural society. Yes. It's needed. It's needed to be, having that to serve the community, to give the right information from the government in their own language. And we launched it 18th of September 2011. Now it's September again, 10 years ago.
Everything happens to you in September.
Everything happens in September.
Amazing. So how long were you there?
I will be...
8 years?
Forever. I never say goodbye to anything. That's why maybe I never miss anything. Because as we say in German, auf Wiedersehen. It means on seeing you again.
Wow.
There is no goodbye. There is no God take care of you.
See you again.
Auf Wiedersehen. Seeing you again. On seeing you again, actually. I will be a few weeks because my mission is done. My position.
So how long were you there?
A few weeks.
7
years.
No.
Back.
No.
In ARN, sorry. Don't edit it because I didn't understand it.
7 years?
No, I was with ARN 15 years.
15 years, amazing.
Yes, 15 years. From there I started at this show 2 years, 15 years. I actually thank the people and the management of ARN that trusted me, and they did a big investment in this radio station. And now when I drive, even though I'm not there, I hear Radio Shama. I said, well done, Roxana, well done. Because it's entertaining, it's good, it makes you happy, it gives you hope. My mission is to give you hope that everything is going to be all right. If I can make it, if I'm not sad because I lost my job, if I'm planning the next future, you can do that too. I mean, not you can do it already. I mean, younger generation, those who don't know that they can do that.
Yeah, amazing. So what's in store for you in the near future?
I mean,
I'm actually hoping to do some business with you, right?
definitely, because that was something we talk about many times. And now it's exactly September, 1 year I met you. I met you at Tony Robbins, and I didn't get the ticket as a complimentary. I bought the ticket.
Really? I didn't know.
I
Oh my
bought
God.
the ticket
I wish
as
I'd
the
known you
first
before.
hour when they said, early bird.
It's coming.
Yes, it's coming, because I thought, because I follow, not only Tony Robbins, many people. And I said, I have to pay because
You value it more.
value it more. Yes, money is the value. Don't sell yourself free. And don't sell yourself cheap
Or free.
or free.
Yeah, nobody appreciates it.
And then I met you in September, and then in Tony Robbins, I decided my time is finished with ARN. I did what I could do. And I'm so happy and I'm so blessed. Good memories, good times, and we did great things. My time is go. Something that has visual, something that is bigger, something that covers more. And we talk about it, the time was not there, and the time will be coming very soon.
Yeah, 100%.
I hope.
100%.
I hope.
There's no hoping.
Yes, exactly.
So you're going to start your own podcasts? You're going to be doing interviews with people?
I'm going to continue. First of all, I'm going to spend 1 month doing nothing, if I can do that.
You can't. One day.
My daughter told me, you come here, Mama,
Yeah.
and you do nothing 1 month. You will be a grandmama. You will cook every day for children. You take
not
them
gonna
to
happen.
school and come back.
It's not going to happen.
But I will thinking about you. No, I will be in touch. I think, the couple of things are doable and are good, because this time is digital. This time is, the time of fake influencers, the time of fake
It's finished.
digital is gone. It's like, the time
But I
that,
heard the Kardashians are stopping the program after 15 years.
because there are so many Kardashians on Instagram now. The same content
Yes.
are
It's been
on
repeated
Instagram
everywhere, yes.
by so many other people. Her time is out, like my time with mission. Her mission is, done. She has to do something else now.
Exactly.
The time has changed. And I think, every time there is so many things in your pot, and then after a while you clean up and the good things stay, they have a time to grow, and after that something else is coming.
Exactly.
Now it's time to give good content on digital and websites, on digital platform, by podcast, good quality, and that's the future for that's what I think, for the next 5-10 years, and we will see.
And you're going to travel. You're going to be based in Germany, but you're going to travel, hopefully to Dubai and around the world.
I'm coming back to Dubai very soon. I'm not going. I'm actually still here. I will be traveling as much as I am allowed to. With the COVID-19, it's very difficult. We're doing this interview in COVID-19, which is really confusing for so many people. But, I just keep doing that. This, stay safe.
Is that your own design?
No, this is, my own choose selection. It's time to be a fighter. It's time to be a fighter. It's not time to discuss is mask good or not. Is COVID-19 coming from here or there? Is who is going to win? It's time to be a fighter. Mm-hmm. It's time to save yourself and family. Step up. This is not the time to blah blah. It's time to survive.
Yes. It's amazing. My family lived in Thailand for 3.5 years. And for 6 months not seeing them, I thought, I'm going to step up. They're going to come back. I didn't realize, it highlights things in your life, those 6 months of lockdown or time by yourself. realized we were carrying 35% of our staff who weren't doing anything. We parted with them,
Yes.
and the business has done better.
Yes.
So it's time to reflect. It's time to
It's time
step
to
out.
reflect. It's time to adjust. It's time because it's not being going back. There is no going back. There will be a new normal. This is the process of human being. This is a process of the evolution of human and the environment.
How long more do you think people will be wearing masks?
I think it's going to be part of our lifestyle. That's why you can wear.
Many years to
If you
come?
have to do it with the style. Please do it.
Don't
with
fight
the
it.
Don't fight it. Accept it. Acceptance is the key to happiness. Accept it, and enjoy it. And I was the first week when there was mask, I did suit mask myself at home with the swimming dresses I had. I cut that and I made something beautiful for myself. I think I'm not in a position to say anything. I'm not a scientist.
Yes.
And I'm not a socialist. I think as long as there is this law and rules that you have to wear mask.
We obey, we do it.
We obey, we do
but
it.
with style.
We are not in a position to discuss that's useless or useful. We're not scientists. We just obey and do that. And we try to adjust. The human being survive only if they are able to adjust.
It's true from dinosaur times to now.
From dinosaur time. Please adjust. Adjustment is not being untrue to yourself. Adjustment is not being, rejecting yourself. It's just being intelligent. Intelligence adjusts with, if that doesn't work, you have to find something else to do that.
And don't get yourself too attached to anything.
I'm not attached. I'm not attached to any system, any country, any culture,
Any people.
Any brand, any food, any home, any lifestyle, anything, and that keeps me free in a spirit, and that's what works for people. That's why people like it, because everybody wants to be free.
It's true, and you're living it.
And I try sometimes, sometimes it's difficult, but I try. I come back to myself, no adjustment. And I think it's not something that I learned. I think it's probably something natural.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we've had an hour.
Yes.
So it's been an absolute honor. I'd like to, if we can, interview each other again.
Yes, of course, with pleasure.
It's just this story is going to continue, isn't it?
I just want to thank you. You're doing an amazing job. This is a time to give content. This is a time to introduce different personalities, different way of living, and giving the choice to people to choose, giving this opportunity to choose. I want to learn from this person. I want to learn. I learned so much from you.
Thank you. Well,
Yes.
I find you very inspiring. So I'm sure our listeners and our viewers listening to you are just, without even listening to the message in detail, they get inspired by your energy and your positiveness, and you're a force for good.
I
You're
have a
force for
message
good.
before,
Please,
going,
please.
just, it's very important that we have to think to say thank you. It's very important for ourselves, not for the person. Because when you say thank you, you let one attachment go. That's one of the things that I keep saying thank you. I thank you. I thank everybody in Dubai. I thank ARN. I thank all the stars, all the singers, all the team that they have been working with me, all friends, all the angels that they have been in these 15 years, made me living and continuing. Thank you, and auf Wiedersehen.
Thank you. Much love.
Thank
Love you
you.
very much.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
and see you very soon. Thank you, everyone.